Okay, guys, you're not ready.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
What if? What if I make a video without any context? There's nothing happening in the video that you would be able to understand, except the memes. I need it so bad, guys. Now Elon Musk is such a welcome guest because he gets like the most views anyways. Pretty sure he has appeared multiple times now. Five times. Does any guest have the privilege of appearing 5 times? Let me know. At this point, they're such good buddies. I can just pull this off and everyone will appreciate. Joe Rogan and Elon Musk, no contest, just funnies.
Right now, ladies and gentlemen, is sexy voice, find places to sneak off to.
Yeah.
It's a dirty, and
Yes.
it's a real problem. Yeah.
It won't leave me alone. I read the same thing you did, probably.
Yeah. Well, I never know what the fuck I'm reading.
Me neither.
It's me, and you know,
Yeah.
it's just, it's such a weird time. And with your, yes,
What are you doing?
Talking to you, weirdo. Now,
It's because it needs to talk shit and
kind of behavior, you can totally get through life as a
Right.
hot woman and be super successful. Long before we have an actual sex robot that we could,
We
right?
can
You
make
probably have a
tentacles real.
furry. Yeah, you could have a furry lady that you have sex with,
yeah.
like an avatar lady, maybe a big giant blue lady that lives in your house.
Yeah.
Still
Movie or
conditioned?
the
No, it's after people got depressed.
I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, we're talking when we ran into each other at the church at the inauguration. Yeah, but that one
Eventually,
looks,
it's going to be pretty square. No, it's alien civilizations, of course.
that was the case, like that thing.
Yeah.
That's pretty sharp.
Like ancient ruins.
You look at like what it looks like stone, and it got hit by an asteroid millions and millions and millions of years ago. We can get better photographs. Well, it seems like that's a pretty good photograph, though.
So let's say hypothetically, I mean, maybe those are the ruins of a long dead civilization. Maybe we annihilate ourselves with.
Yeah. Especially since during tax season, your sensitive info does.
Why are we doing that?
Yeah, for what reason? Really foolish and
Yeah.
bizarre.
Yeah.
Oh, he's never gonna stop. The left was in love with you,
Yes. Yeah.
obviously.
Obviously.
But it's so strange where people.
I can never point at things diagonally. I can only point at things there and there.
Every photo is me with.
It's absurd.
It's so crazy.
Well, so.
Yeah, you got a little pumped up.
Yeah, it could pumped up exactly.
Yeah, that's all it is. Obviously.
Obviously.
There's
So-
like.
Well, it's coordinated propaganda. So it's not a common phrase.
It's definitely not common to be repeated on air with multiple people
Yes, 100%.
100%.
Yes. True.
And that's the problem that I see would be, oh no, the wrong people found this fact and now it's a bad thing. Feeding hungry people.
Right.
People are going to starve, Elon. Like,
Literally mutilating animals.
yes. Yes.
Mutilating animals into like the worst thing you could possibly imagine from a horror show.
Like, what are you going to learn from that?
Some psychotic stuff that happens. So, yeah, I mean I guess the real threat here is to the bureau. They started saying I was a threat to democracy, but if you just replace threat to democracy with threat to bureaucracy, bureaucracy eats revolutions for breakfast. Prior. Really, no prior activity, so they just stand up an NGO. The whole NGO thing is
It's so insane that that's been going on for so long.
it's one of the biggest, maybe the biggest scam ever. It's actually kind of a hack to the system.
What do they
Well,
have
it's
to
often
do?
Just really no requirements at all.
But surely
people online are like unpacking this,
Right.
It
It almost seems fake. Like when you're seeing when they found it through AI, that you have to
Yeah.
go through steps and steps and steps to figure out where the money.
Yes.
Yeah. Good as well.
it does sound good. So it's like it's not like 0% good. If it was, if it was like, if it was really 0% good, it'd be much easier to attack than there. But it's like, it might be 5% or 10% good, but 95% not.
All this stuff and find
If there's even the flimsiest excuse, like I just say like send me a picture of the thing. Like
what restrictions were put on? There was
some of these things I don't know. I mean, it just but it just seems
yeah. And why are we doing it? Like, what exactly is the reason? Without any sort of oversight, which has really been going on for so long,
would have more room for wasting money, basically. Money that the country's going bankrupt. Than we.
And if you were a person like you are, who comes in and takes over businesses and
I mean, most of the time I create businesses from scratch. Like
right.
Twitter was a case where I kind of
Tesla in the beginning, but they were already doing something.
Exist in any meaningful form. There were no employees. JB's traveling out.
Prototype yet?
No.
Oh, okay. Well then.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Scale up. Like, how many people do you need to do something like that?
And we're really just doing very basic things here. It was. So, like, there's a case where, like, I think dollars go, and they were like, we don't know. Waste of waste. It's mostly waste. It's mostly not fraud. It's mostly waste. It's mostly just ridiculous things happening.
Because they've been able to do it this way for so long. They've become accustomed.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, how much are you going to care?
Right.
So they're spending...
And go through all the decisions that have been made and go through, what did you do?
Well, I mean, the reason I'm putting so much effort into this is that I think it is a very dire situation. It's not optional, basically. So, America's going back.
It's just bizarre to me that some people aren't willing to look at it correctly. They're not willing to see like how much chaos this is, how much waste and fraud there is.
Yeah,
how much could be trimmed, and how much? Just because people have jobs doing bullshit doesn't mean your tax dollar.
It isn't clear. We're actually trying to run this ground. I was trying to get out of the government.
Oh.
Yeah. And this exploits each other. So they talk to each other very poorly, in a very limited way, by taking advantage of the poor communication between the various data.
Oh shit! I have the title of the video now. Oh my god!
And it's like the payments have no. You could put a payment through with no payment, but this is just normal explanation. We're not judging the quality of the explanation, but there should be some explanation for what. That's a radical change to the system that is being implemented now.
I can't help but, given the context, I have to.
100 billion a year.
Jesus Christ.
And you didn't really deserve it, but the government waste or fraud.
Right.
Forgot to turn it off. That's happening at scale.
Jesus
it's totally nuts.
Christ,
is what I'm saying.
So insane.
Yes, it's totally.
Expect it would be like this.
I thought it would be bad, but I did not think it would be as bad as this. The good news is that it's not like if it was a very well-run ship, if it was very efficient, it would be hard to improve, but relatively easy to improve. Let's just say it's not rocket science. I know rocket science, so. It's a lot of, and some of the things are like so crazy that we didn't even know to ask about that.
Jesus.
So
with truth visions, with weeks earning millions, FOs flashpoint something trillions. Kind of, they don't know where it went.
I think that's probably a cumulative number.
Yes.
So, yeah, but yeah, if you add up, it's.
Do you remember that story, Jamie?
Accounting for it, I think.
Yeah, it was spent.
Obviously, one cannot say it was spent legitimately if they don't know what it was spent on. That doesn't make any sense.
This is such a fascinating time. This is a wild time. Never happened before. This is nothing like the first term.
The system doesn't want to let them through.
It's fascinating because it's like the vampires all out themselves. Like hear you talk on a podcast and explain what's really going on. Like he's starving mothers. There's mothers that
that's
can't get food.
Totally false.
That's all you're talking in any of these mainstream liberal talk shows. No one is talking about all this fraud and waste.
See it line by line what Doge has done at doge.gov. Everything that is being done.
And there's a tracker that shows.
Yeah,
Is it?
payments are wrong.
Yeah, go through it.
Which of these sort of waste/fraud things?
Yeah.
Line by line.
And
We got the receipts.
And here's the other thing. If
We
you're
post the receipts.
And if you're only talking about the propaganda talking points and you're not talking about the very clear fraud and waste, it's very obvious what you're doing.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So, like, look, in fact, I've said we're going to make mistakes.
Guys, 1/4 of the video is waste and fraud.
So stop wasting.
Okay, I'm done. I had a laugh. It took me 40 minutes, guys. This is definitely try not to laugh. The moment context disappears, it's over, guys. It's Jover.